throw away your intimate washes. Why are they so horrible? Because it's genuinely not possible to stay like that throughout. And I got kidney stones. Like, can you see that? And please be proud of your ethnicity. It's something your ancestors passed down, something that you should be very happy about because it's always a reminder of how much they love you. Hi, I'm Abba and here are 7 feminine hygiene tips that you absolutely need to know that nobody talks about. These will make your life so much easier for you. Keep watching because it's only gonna get more real after this and things that you probably have never heard people say because they don't have the guts to say it. But I do. Growing up, I wish just someone had told me all of these things because I went through so much underconfidence and issues because of this. Of course, I don't want you to go through that, so keep watching. Number 1, sweaty and pigmented underarms. Let's talk about the sweat first. Yes, I get like really sweaty. Every single time I go out, there's like this big mark under my underarms because of my sweat. Initially, it was very embarrassing, but later on I was like, you know what, there is no way to control it, so just let it be. But what I was not okay with was the smell. Like, I could smell the stink myself and I hated it. And I have hyperhidrosis, so my palms, my feet, my underarms, every single thing in my body sweats a lot. That's when I discovered these. These will work so well for odor. I'm not asking you to put it all over your body, just the underarms, because I feel like that is the most stinky. Not so bad today. I thought I'll be but no, it's not. This also helps with mild to medium pigmentation, and we're Indian, so just let that pigmentation be. It's okay. Everyone shows you those extremely even toned underarms. It's not like that unless you're going to some salon getting treatments, because it's genuinely not possible to stay like that throughout. Even mine are, if you see, slightly discolored. And a lot of times influencers are filming in very good lighting, so it looks better. Like, this really looks a lot better than it does in real life. To avoid the sweaty armpits, you can always use those what is that? Sweat pads. But for sleeveless it doesn't work and I prefer to wear sleeveless. You know why. So yeah, they're not working on me.
ये मुंह से सुपारी निकाल के बात कर रहे बाबा.
Now that the odor is gone, you want to smell good, right? Yes, I like to smell good too. So I have a few perfumes. You know, I don't really pick perfumes based on how expensive they are. I just want them to last really long. And one more tip is to never apply perfumes on your body because apparently it's causing hormonal imbalances. So now I'm just applying it on my clothes. Just spray it from like far away. You're good to go.
And so one tip is to apply it on your knees and behind your this thing. So every time you walk, like come on, smell it.
This is actually like 5,000. I think I really like it. It lasts for a really long time. That is Huas. I think it's an Arabian perfume. This is Make My Own perfume. It was a customized one. It has like 70% perfume oil or something, so it lasts really long. And then we have this Asmira. I've spoken about it. It smells amazing. I don't know why I'm suddenly recommending perfumes, but this is an apparel perfume, actually perfect. I got it from Amazon for like 200 and it lasts for such a long time. It smells so good. The projection is so good. Just pick anything that lasts long. That's all. Don't apply it on your body. If you're going to some important events, maybe apply it here. Just avoid your neck area. I would not recommend you to do this also, but if you want to do it rarely. Number 2, we have back acne. Bacne. Most people have it, and people who don't have it, how does it feel? How are you so lucky? See, for the most part, I think it's okay to have it, but they're annoying and they itch a lot and they have like these big bumps that are painful. These are 2 body washes that I really like for back acne. Literally any body wash that has like 2% salicylic acid will work. When I get into the shower, I just wet myself completely, just wipe my body off, and then I take some of the body wash, put it on my back. Right? That's where I'm starting off. I'm going to let it stay there. Then I'm going to wash the rest of my body. And then I'll come back to my back, put some water, rub it again very well, stand and stare for a minute, and then I rinse it off completely. This is how it has worked for me because I remember back then I would go and come out. I'd be like, why is this body wash not working? Bro, it's not sitting there. How will it work? So yeah, stop being insecure about your back acne. Stop avoiding backless dresses and all of that because of it. Just wear it. And if you ask me how to get out of that insecurity, you just say, the world, I don't care anymore, and just wear it. That's all. 3, let's talk about down there. 2 things for this as well. Cleaning. Number 2 is pigmentation. For washing yourself down there, you just need a wash. We wash that intimate wash, this intimate wash. You don't need one. Bro, who is teaching people all of this? Throw away your intimate washes. The Indian brands love to play with insecurities, and that's why they introduce stuff like this. Have you seen any washes like this for men? Like, they came out very recently, still nobody cares, they're just there. Your vagina is a self-cleaning organ. Our vagina will literally push out anything useless. It will be like, get lost. You just need to clean it with water. Just make sure that, you know, whenever you go out, you're spraying water, cleaning it up with a tissue, and then getting out. Even at home, like, keep a separate towel for that. And what about sweaty sessions when you go to the gym and stuff? Change your underwear. Now, to get rid of the pigmentation down there, it's very easy. Take one lemon, take baking soda, rub it and wash your brain with it. I remember when I was in like 8th grade, I wanted it to be white down there, right? So I went and searched on Google, and Google is telling me to do this. I did it. Guess what happened? It started itching. Like, why didn't Google tell me it's fine for it to be dark? Let it just be dark. We're Indian. Pigmentation will be there in those areas. It's fine. Let it be. Okay? So please stop being insecure about that also. It's normal. Don't try to do weird DIYs. Don't try to buy all of these vaginal bleaching kits and all. Invest in your education, because whatever you did so far was not enough. Number 4, let's talk about towels. Use the exact same towel for your face, hair and body. Bro, Maka and Tika, same towel. Why? Enduku? Yedduku? Yenukke? Beda bro. Oddu. Vana. Please. For your hair, pick something like this. It's a turban towel, so convenient to use. Even when you're going out on vacations, these are so helpful because I'll wear it and literally go out for dinner and stuff. Very convenient, and you don't have water dripping all over your face, back, hair, whatever. Especially for curly hair, microfiber ones are the best. Now for your body, just keep a separate one. Just a separate one, that's all. And for your face, put this for wash once in 3 days. You're good to go. Keep washing because the last one might just make you feel weird, but it's what you gotta do. 5. Let's talk about body hair. You don't really have to remove it. See, body hair and hygiene literally don't have any connection. Like, how is not having body hair clean? I've seen people who trim, shave, blah blah, all this shit, and they don't shower for like 8 to 10 days straight. They smell like socks. So washing yourself is hygiene, not removing body hair. I sometimes like to remove my mustache, but sometimes I just don't also. The same goes with my underarm. A lot of times I remove my hair there, a lot of times I don't. I just let it be. It's fine. Just let it be there. Sometimes I have the energy to trim it when I use sleeveless clothes. I do it. If not, I'll just go like that. It's also actually good for us. It's protecting our body. My legs, like, don't even ask about my legs. All of the hair that was supposed to grow on my head, it's growing on my legs. Like, can you see that?
This is the end.
You know, this one time I was putting leg on leg like this. This pants will come up a little bit, right, when you're sitting and stuff. So I was in the auto. There were 2 guys in the bike. They're coming, okay. The signal, stop. I was just sitting like this. This guy on the bike is right next to me. He turns and he goes, and then he taps on his friend. He was like, and that guy also looks, he's shocked. And both of them look at each other's face like, it was so funny. It's fine, just let it be, no. What's the big deal? Also, it's such a huge advantage. Mosquitoes can't get through. Like, I've seen mosquitoes, they go like, they can't get through because too much hair, bro. But yeah, seriously, body hair is completely normal. One more advantage of having body hair all over and not giving a shit is finding the right guy. Like, you don't know the amount of guys who will be just offended because you have visible body hair and you don't remove it. It's like the easiest way to remove red flags. You don't really have to remove it unless you just feel like, yeah, I want to remove it for fun. Just go ahead and do it. But don't remove it because, you know, oh my god, you're insecure, other people are gonna see. Girl, if you are not confident about yourself, of course they're gonna make fun of you. Now that you're removing hair only on your wish and will, these are the trimmers I recommend. For legs, I usually like to go ahead with a razor because I have too much hair, and if I sit and trim, it's gonna take like 1 hour or even more than that. So I'd rather use a razor. Now for the rest of my body, I like to use this. This is the trimmer. It's from Panasonic. I can't even find it on Amazon anymore. I've been using it since 5 years. It works really well. It's an amazing investment. For my underarms, I usually like to go with trimmers because they're so convenient. See, there's this mode here. So you can remove your long hair with this and then you can bring it back down. And you can literally go zero with this. I usually don't recommend going completely zero for your underarms because it will give you ingrowth hair, but good pick. And have a separate trimmer for yourself down there. This is what I use. It also has this cap kind of thing for down there. Please don't go zero. So your hair is actually protecting you from any germs, so just use this to remove anything that grows like one jungle. That's all. And I don't suggest shaving down there at all. Please do not do it. First of all, blades, very dangerous. Second of all, it's cutting too close to your skin. You're ruining your skin barrier down there. And if you're going to go zero, the germs will find a free entryway. It's just like, whee! Number 6, let's talk about periods. Do you have to use pads? I feel like they are not the best option. I like to use pads only when I'm traveling, and I like Nua. I also like this other brand that makes like bamboo pads. But yeah, these go into the trash. They're polluting the world. Yes, I am also polluting this world by just existing, but those will pollute it even more because all of us are doing it. And also, whatever they use to make those pads, they just get sucked in through your vagina into the body, and you just have random issues that you can't track back, because pads is something you've been wearing ever since you got your first period, and you won't even realize what's happening, why this is happening. And tampons, don't even ask me, like, throw it away. Throw it away. I probably used tampons just once or twice in my whole 25 years of life, and that's mostly 25. No, I'm not 25 yet, but that's mostly because I went to Wonderla and I wanted to go on the water rides. I recommend you to switch to period panties or menstrual cups. Lifesaver. Menstrual cups did not go in for me. I don't know for what reason. I found this. Period panties. These ones are from Mahina, by the way. I've used the ones from Fab Pad. I did like them initially, but they're really bulky, fat, and also it kind of used to sting. So I thought that was me, because I remember people saying if you eat too much sugar or if you eat too much spicy food, your period blood is gonna sting. But ever since I started using these, my period blood wasn't stinking. So it's probably that period underwear. I recommend this one. These are from Mahina. I really like it. Very thin, very airy. Good for you. Just pick the right one according to your flow. And if you're using menstrual cups, pick the right one according to your flow. They're not paying me to tell you any of this. Make sure that you're rinsing it really well. It's drying in the sunlight. You're good to go. Now the final ones. Indian public bathrooms. Why are they so horrible? First of all, they are not toilets, they are bathrooms most of the time. Even when they are toilets, they are extremely horrible. Like, I would rather go in the bushes, and I literally do that most of the time. If there's an option for me to go in the middle of the road, in the middle of the nowhere, or in an Indian public washroom, I'll do it in the middle of the road, in the middle of nowhere. I know you would also choose that, but the important thing for you to do is carry tissues. Every single time I go out, carry tissues. My sister and I have this habit of, just taking bunch of tissues every single place we go to. Restaurants, McDonald's, wherever we go, if we see tissues, they're in our bag. They're not there in the toilet anymore. They're gonna refill it very soon anyway. So we just leave a little bit for anyone else who might come in, but...
Why, Dada? Why?
This is business.
This is my sweat.
I know, but I did business.
Shut up! Shut up!
Now, if you see a really dirty commode, just go down. Don't even try to sit on that commode, especially if it's wet. Don't. If it's dry, wipe it down with a tissue. I like to use these toilet seat sanitizers. They're mostly for my mental health, because germs can't really get transferred from dry surfaces, is what I know. Even if it's dry, just wipe the seat down and then sit on it. If it makes you feel better, spray that up. Also, wipe yourself down there and discard the tissue. But yeah, I like to use any of these. This is from P-Safe. This one's from Evereve. Yeah, just keep these in your bags. It's pretty tiny. I always carry a fanny pack when I'm going out, so it's always in that. And don't use those dirty ass faucets that have like fungus, black marks, and you don't know who touched it. So instead, it's better to just pee, wipe yourself, come out, wash your hands really well, and get out of that place. I always like to also carry a small sanitizer in my bag, so if I can't wash my hand, I put like a bunch of that sanitizer. And one more thing is, please don't avoid peeing and don't avoid drinking lots of water. Like, I drink a lot of water in general, and when I go on vacations, I don't, because the washrooms are very dirty, especially in trains. You know how bad it smells half the time. The washrooms flushes are not working, so that time I just spray this below, sit and pee. Very recently I started doing this, because before that I was not even trying to pee. Like, I would not pee on trains, and I got kidney stones. Congratulations, Vibha. I really hope this helps, because no one told me all of this. I kind of figured it out too late, but at least now I know. And please be proud of your ethnicity. It's something your ancestors passed down. It's like looking at your parents inside you, something that you should be very happy about, because it's always a reminder of how much they love you. If they love you, because mine like my sister better. Just kidding. If you figured out more tips, please leave it down in the comments because we need it. We're here for each other, girl. Girl, you're my wife.